Welcome back to another episode of Dear Source, your Ascendancy Hotline. My name is Erin, and I am here as a channel and a vessel connected to Source to share with you what someone has asked me advice on. And for the highest and greatest good of all humanity, I channel and share these messages out into the world so whoever needs to find it whenever they need to find it can find the spiritual guidance that they need to assist them on their journey and path as we move through life. And it's such an honor and such a privilege to be here with all of you. So, with that being said, please make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, all the things to ensure that this gets to who needs to hear it and that we can continue to elevate as a give because we are spiritual beings here having a human experience, and we're human beings having a spiritual experience. So everything that we go through is a lesson for our highest and greatest good, and to remember that we are our souls, that we are spiritual beings, and that's the truth. So let's get connected in with the letter that was sent to me for today. And this comes from Lost in My Own Life. And it says, "Dear Source, I feel so lost, like I'm disappearing into a version of myself I don't recognize anymore. I'm in a marriage that feels empty, with a partner who doesn't seem to connect with me on an emotional level. I feel so alone in this relationship, like I'm carrying the weight of everything while he stands on the sideline, oblivious. It's breaking me down, and I feel trapped in this role I have never really wanted. I'm a mother of 2 young children, and while I know I'm supposed to feel fulfilled staying at home with them, the reality is different. I'm starting to resent everything, being at home, volunteering, even simple things that I should feel good about. We recently moved to be closer to my husband's aging parents, and although I know it's necessary, it left me feeling more isolated and confined than ever. I feel like I'm caught in this endless cycle of meeting everyone else's needs, ignoring my own until there's almost nothing left of me. I don't know who I am anymore and what would make me happy. I feel numb, exhausted, and so deeply sad. How do I begin to reconnect with myself in all of this? How do I stop this cycle of putting everyone else first when I feel like I'm fading into the background of my own life? Please, I need guidance on how to find myself again in this life I've built, but don't feel a part of it. Sincerely, Lost in My Own Life." Thank you, Lost in My Own Life. What a beautiful, beautiful letter. And what a beautiful recognition of just where you're at, that disconnectedness and that feeling of loneliness, like you're in life, but you're not living your life. And it's so hard because we're here breaking free out of all these societal norms, constructs, all the things that our ego, our human self is running, the program that we're running. You know, if we think about just our human DNA for one moment, and it, in 1 gram, it contains 13.5 billion years of storage. So we have 13.5 billion years of humanity that is within our DNA, that we are here to overcome and transcend. And a lot of the things that have been created societally, let's say marriage, let's say how we parent, I think are two examples that you had in your letter. So much of what is written and is created is actually created from ego. It's not created from source. It's not created from the law of one. It's not created from we are one with everything. We exist in relationship with everything. We are in perfect divine union with everything. Everything exists as one in energy of one entity. We're each a drop in the vast ocean of source, which means that we are source. And we're here to remember that. That's the journey that we came here in the Earth School to remember, is what it is to be divine, what it is to embody what our DNA spells out for us, that our DNA in our body tells us that we are God, eternal within the body. We are source itself. And I take a lot of my channeling, a lot of my wisdom comes through Christ, Mary Magdalene, those that walked alongside him, because Christ was the example of who we are supposed to become. Not that we're somebody we're supposed to worship, but who we are supposed to become. His example is a living example of our lives and what he was pointing us to. Over and over and over again, he remembered that he was an emanation of source itself, that he was the infinite abundance of the universe expressing itself through human form. And we are here to do the exact same thing. We are here to embody a frequency of pure Christ consciousness, to know that we are infinite, unconditional love, expressing ourselves in co-creation with Source, in oneness with everyone else, and realizing that we are here to just remember the essence of our being. And that's the journey we're on. And that's why these things get presented to us. Because as you wrote that letter, and as you're fully aware, you feel that disconnection with yourself. You feel that disalignment because what you are feeling is real and it is true, but it's true in the sense that it's the GPS system that is saying you're not in alignment with the truth of who you are. You're not remembering that you're an emanation of source itself. So when you think about the things that you talked about of just going through the motions, feeling so disconnected, that's because you're so disconnected from yourself, from the remembrance that you are source. And yes, these 3D things are here to shape and grow us. You're here to be a teacher. They're here to be a teacher. But at the heart of the matter is you're lost in your own life because you've forgotten who you are. You are your soul. You are your soul. You are the energy that is an emanation of source itself with a divine blueprint that is uniquely you. And to know that your only goal here is to continuously come back to the alignment of that blueprint and to become an expression of it unapologetically, in true authenticity, into the world, time and time and time again, moment by moment by moment by moment. That's what we came in for. And what we have to overcome and what we're learning from is that the constructs that are running marriage, parenting, those are created here on the 3D plane. Every soul exists in oneness with each other. We determine what relationship they are to us and assign that as a human. And we like to assign because assigning is a way for us to be in control. We want to identify who somebody is because it's our ego's way of going, who is this person and how can I interrelate to them? And if I'm in this type of relationship with them, I behave this way. If I'm in this type of relationship with them, I behave this way. No, we're here to just be our souls, to be the fullest expression of ourselves and to emanate that love that is the divinity of who we are out into the world. So when you think about, okay, I'm in this loveless marriage, I'm in a place of frustration as a parent. I'm a stay-at-home mom that doesn't like being a stay-at-home mom. And I should just be grateful for it. It's wonderful to have gratitude, but when we're not in alignment, it doesn't mean we're not grateful. There's a recognition that something else needs to be done. And part of the courage that we have to muster as a human is to find what our authenticity is, which is our true soul's expression, and to be willing to stand in that and to trust that the universe is co-creating with us in removing and eliminating and doing all the things that it needs to do in order for that full expression of our soul to come through. Our ego self wants to be in control and dictate what's going on in every single relationship when we are here to be in a complete state of trust and surrender, to allow the universe to work through it. So if that means your marriage may need to end because it's like, this just doesn't align anymore, trying to force something that doesn't align. We are here to be in a state of ease and flow and peace. And when we create from a state of ease and flow and peace, we create expansion and we get more and more, exponentially more peace and ease. When we create from fear and control, in order for us to maintain that, we have to exert fear and control to retain it. So if you're in a relationship with somebody, let's say the attraction point when you and your husband met was out of fear. Maybe you thought you'd never get married again. Maybe you thought you were unworthy of love. Maybe you thought, I only dated, asshole guys. I mean, I don't know what, but the point I guess I'm getting at is if you started your relationship from a place of fear and control and lack, the universe can only gift you that back. And it's not instantaneous. It takes a while. It's not like I do something and there's an immediate reaction. That's not how the universe works. If it was, we'd all be highly awake and we would be in a much different spot because we would realize the consequences of our actions. We cannot outwit source. The universe itself, the energy of God himself, there is no human that is going to supersede God's will. God's will is the divine will. It will always be done. And we have a choice of whether we do that through ease and joy and peace, or if we do that through pain and constriction and control. That's our choice as a human being. That's where choice comes in. Yes, you have choice, but the universe is going to constantly be redirecting you back to, is that the highest and greatest version of yourself? Are you acting from a place of pure consciousness? We can think that we are. I've actually experienced this many times where it's kind of my spiritual ego that's like, oh, yeah, you can do this. This is fine. And it's never so egoic because, and it's actually kind of quite funny. And I can laugh at the vast majority of the stuff now because the universe is always going to correct itself to the highest frequency that it's supposed to be at. So if I'm acting in disalignment, it's only going to exact stuff to bring me back into alignment. So I would really advocate for you lost in your own life. First and foremost, I would do a lot of examination of where is the stuff, where is that pain point starting from? Is it starting from, or where did I create that from? And to realize your only job here is to put on your own oxygen mask. Your only job here is to love yourself. Your only job here is to know that you are source. That's our job. The greatest love story we are writing is the love story that we create for ourselves. And rarely, I think in a blue moon, we come into contact with people that are divine counterparts, that are there for our highest and greatest spiritual growth. And that you both understand that you are two full human beings, fully divine and fully human. And you're in a place of great expansiveness, of immense ease and immense peace, because that's the frequency you're exuding, and that you're co-creating life together. You don't need the other person. And not because you don't need the other person, you understand that you're one with them, that you have a holy relationship with them. You don't need to take anything from them. We have really created relationships where it's like, I need this person. I always think of the line, I think it's in Jerry Maguire, like, you complete me. No, you complete yourself. And you're looking for another whole and complete human being that's completed themselves to walk through life with, to activate you to the highest spiritual growth and spiritual level, that there is immense trust, that there's immense love, that just exists because you see each other as they are you, and you're not looking for anything from them. That's the divine relationship that we're looking for. We're looking for the divine relationship that Mary Magdalene and Jesus Christ had. If you read her Gospels, or the Gospel of Philip, or the Gospel of Thomas, of just divine love that's so expansive and so free, because you're one with each other. You have an absolute knowing that they are you and you are them. And no matter what they go and do in the world, there's nothing you need to control, because they are you. So if you don't trust your partner, or you don't have what you want from your partner, you have to look inwardly and go, do I trust myself? Do I love myself? Do I deem myself worthy of this love? What's holding me back from stepping into this divine expression of a relationship? No one or nothing is doing anything to us. That's just the universe mirroring something back to us for our lesson. That's power. When you get to a point where you are so self-aware and you are like, gosh, what is that trying to teach me right now? What is my lesson there? That's when you're just in flow with source, because that's recognizing I'm human. I have emotions. Something's not right here. Where is that coming from? It's not coming from the other person. It's coming from within you. that other person isn't going to do anything that's going to change the outcome. The way you perceive the situation, what you understand in it, healing you, what's being triggered within yourself, that's where the success comes from. That's the true win. So when you think about your life and like, why is this making me look? Where is this sense of sadness and unhappiness coming from? Based on what I've read and what's coming through from source, it's like because you have completely put yourself so far in the back seat that you don't even know where you are. You have put everybody's needs before your own. The energy of people pleasing has to be one of the most negative energies because it's actually the antithesis of complete self-love. Self-love is, I am an emanation of source. I am here to water myself. I am a strong, anchored in oak tree. And if there are things in my world that do not honor the full expression of myself, they have to go. At some point, they have to go. And what are we teaching our children? Are we teaching them you're an emanation of source, you're an oak tree, and you're here to water yourself, to like co-create with source, that you're here at whole and complete already? You're here to honor that energy and essence of you, and you're here to never compromise that. We have created, again, societal constructs of compromise, a compromise in a way that doesn't honor the truth of who we are. We can be in our truth and be expansively loving and giving to the universe and receiving that back onto ourselves. They're not either or. Being a martyr and sacrificing from a place of unhappiness, unworthiness, being upset, all of that is creating all of that back within you versus like, this is my truth and this just doesn't honor who I am. You don't fit in my circle. You and I don't align anymore. We're energetic beings. We're always aligning. Anytime we're compromising the essence of who we are in disalignment with source itself. We are not honoring our truth. And again, you can look at a lot of examples. If you look at Christ, he is such a prime, perfect example. If that man exuded nothing but unconditional love and yet stood in his truth and was uncompromising. It's not like he saw like the tax collectors in the temple and was like, oh, hey, yeah, that's okay. I'm just so nice. I don't need to say anything. We're just here, love and light. No, love is truth. Love is truth. And so until we can be in our truth and speak our truth, are we really loving? It is unloving to be dishonest. And the person that's being unloving to is yourself. You're not honoring yourself. You're here to honor your truth, to know that it is your truth. And the people that love you are going to love that truth. And they're going to be able to stand with you in the forest and share nutrients and to know that you and them are one together. You can't exist apart. But how can you even truly have love when you're truly not being yourself? You cannot have love unless you're in your truth, because you're not loving yourself. Being in your truth means I love every aspect of who I am. Every cell in my body, everything is divine. I am perfect, perfectly imperfect. Like I am source itself. So let's expand into the knowingness of who we are. The work here is you. The work here is for you. It's not about the husband. It's not about the kids. It's about you. And until you get into a radical, loving relationship with yourself, the universe is going to keep gifting you these beautiful lessons to have you step into it. And what or who and what all that looks like, you have to release all of that and allow the universe to give you truly what you desire. Desires, the original term of the word, comes from our Father. So the desires you feel in your body, in your soul, that are like, I know this is what I'm meant to do. This is who I'm meant to be. Those are the callings of God himself. And he wants his will to be done. And we get our ego in the way where we're not allowing God's will to be done through us. And completely trusting that God's will is perfect. Regardless of the attachment of form or who or what, it's God's will is meant to be done through us. And do we allow him to coalesce the universe, which is in divine orchestration for everyone's highest and greatest good, to bring that to fruition on this earth? It is meant to be made manifest. We, our human selves, the ego, keeps us from realizing that. And we think if we just try hard enough, if we just do this, if we just do that, which is all very egoic, if we just work, I'm going to do all these things, that's going to produce the outcome. No, the outcome we're here to receive comes from being in a state of consciousness to receive it. Our work every day is to come into alignment with the essence of who we are. And anything that is not love and joy and peace is just an opportunity to go, am I in my state of Christ consciousness? Am I in my state of love? Any one of us can be accessing that state of being in any given moment if we just drop in and go, am I being love? Am I in co-creation with the universe? Does this feel at ease and at peace? So there's so much to unpack. I would love to work with you one-on-one to help you get unstuck in your life where you do not feel lost, to be a mirror and a reflection of who you truly are, to help you remember back the essence of you. That is what God has called me here to do, as a vessel that flows through this body, is for me to help people remember the highest and greatest version of themselves, and to help them make manifest on this earth what that divine blueprint is. Whether that's for you as an individual, a mom, a wife, whether that's for you as a business, all of it's the same. We are here to be the highest and greatest versions of ourselves, and to allow that to flow into the universe, and to remove all the blockages that are stopping that from coming. So anyone at any time, you can book on my calendar. I am happy to connect with you, hear where you're at. If it's not me, I'm going to point you in the direction of things I would advise or recommend, because again, I am here in service to humanity. And I could not be more excited. Coming in 2025, I'm working with a bunch of beautiful different spiritual leaders, teachers, guides, in all walks of life, that bring a multitude of talents to help co-create a beautiful community where we can walk hand in hand in our evolution of humanity, the rising of Christ consciousness on this planet, and to help us know that we, as a human species, only rise when we rise together. We do it through true human interaction. So lots more to come. Please stay tuned. Please, again, like, share, comment, subscribe, all the things. Share this with somebody that needs to hear this message. If it's hit home with you, I would love to hear about it below. And again, if you would like a one-on-one session with me, please book it. And until next time, honor your truth, trust the process, and stay connected to Source.